my name is Markus Meyer. I'm from Germany. I studied philosophy and German in Germany and teaching ethics in German in the German curriculum at GESS. I have teaching experience for about 19 years and I also hold a PhD degree in linguistics. Well, I taught in Germany in a couple of schools, and the school I taught for most of the time was a school that is quite similar to our German curriculum in the secondary school. It's a school where students are able to graduate from school in different ways. And as long as I was teaching in Germany, I did lots of projects. For example, I was involved in a major project of the Ministry of Education in North Rhine-Westphalia that was focused on individualized learning. Another thing was that I developed a method of teaching and learning together with my wife, Meyer. She's also teacher and career counselor at GESS. And it's focused on collaboration and working in teams. My PhD that I hold, I did in linguistics, general linguistics, and of course language is really what my passion is about in my life, in teaching and learning. I was really attracted by the fact that GESS is a German school abroad, and working at a German school abroad, meaning that there are lots of teachers from the different regions in Germany, but also people from different countries. And I was quite used to it because for a long time I was working for Amnesty International in Brussels, so I really liked this kind of, international atmosphere to work with people from different regions and countries. And this is, I think that was the most important part of it, to apply GESS. What I really like about my job is that the first thing is every day is different, and what is the reason for that? The reason for that is that every student is different because they're in the process of growing up, and this is something that makes it really lively and interesting, and there is kind of factor that you never know what happens the next day with the students, with the way you work with them, also with the way you work with your colleagues, and that is specific about teaching, and this is what I really like about teaching. What is really special about teachers at GESS is that they're on the one hand very passionate about teaching, and on the other hand take really care of the students in supporting them. Another thing that is special about teachers at GESS is that they really like to collaborate with each other, so it's always a kind of atmosphere of sharing ideas about how to improve teaching on the one hand, but on the other hand also how to support our students better. And this combination of innovative, let's say, learning environment on the one hand and good and intense collaboration, and on the other hand taking care of the students, I think this is really special at GESS and the teaching staff. One thing that I really keep in my heart is planning a PD Day last November. It was about multilingualism, and it was a great experience to plan it with colleagues in a team, and then to see all the teachers working in work groups and also having students in the library presenting things. Two things are very special about GESS and teaching at GESS. One thing is the digital learning environment that is really unique at GESS, and at the same time we have teachers who are really committed and dedicated to teaching and learning, and this is why I think it's really a unique experience to work here in this very well-equipped learning environment on the one hand, and on the other hand with teachers who are really committed to invent new things, innovative ways of learning and teaching, and I think this combination makes it really a genuine characteristic of GESS and working at GESS. If I have a look at teaching at GESS in comparison to the schools I've been working in Germany before, I think one genuine characteristic is that you have teachers that they're really passionate about teaching. They like to be innovative when it comes to learning environments, and at the same time they're really committed to take care of the students. And this is one really important thing, that we do our best as teachers, that not only the results are good, but that all the students really feel well at school and like to go to school and like to work together. And I think this is quite unique at GESS. When it comes to our students, it's really special for them that they have this multilingual and multicultural background, meaning that they're really open and have lots of respect to the diversity of languages and cultures and other people, human beings. And this is really one important thing. And it means that they also have a very positive attitude towards diversity. And I think that this is really important in our world as it is now. And if you have a look at the mission and vision of GESS and the guiding statements, it's really important that students learn to navigate in our globalized world as global citizens. I decided to have a specific exercise at the beginning of each lesson with all the students, and it was that I presented them a little text like a poem or whatever, and there was always one question about it. And I was really impressed how students were able to imagine the situation and talk about their feelings, about the things they're imagining. A thing that I remember with students in grade 6 in ethics was that once they created learning maps where they wrote down things about what they wish and what they are thinking of their lives. And in the end, when everyone finished the learning map, they put them all together in one row on the floor and then shared their experiences and their thoughts with all the other. And it was really a specific kind of moment to see all the students talking to each other with this long learning map on the floor. There's one thing I did recently. We had an online lecture with linguists from the Institut für Deutsche Sprache in Mannheim, and it was really impressive to see acting our students as critical thinkers. They were really asking questions, interesting questions about German and language change. And that was really impressive because it was grade 12 and students are really at the end of their career at GESS, and to see how they really developed in their competencies.